Hey friend, how are you doing? Before we get into this video, I just felt really inclined to just give all my people who are watching these videos this week to just a good hug. I want to say that I love you, and I don't know what's going on in y'all's lives, but just know that your story is going to get so much better, y'all. I promise you. Keep your head up. Everything's going to be okay, love. Hey girl. Hello my beautiful Taurus, how are you doing darling? My name is SimplyVelca and today we're going to be getting into your weekly general tarot reading for the month of August 2021 Taurus. Happy August. So when it comes to this reading, remember to let me know what cards resonate with you in the comments below Taurus. I always like to say your aha moments that you have with the cards because that's how I just keep up with you Taurus, right? Also, if you do enjoy this tarot reading today darling, or you just enjoy my vibe Taurus, I would really appreciate it if you were to give this video a like and subscribe because it does really help me out a lot and I appreciate it greatly when you guys do that for me. But remember, I'm just a man reading some tarot cards to you Taurus. Put it in perspective, honey. You know your situation better than I ever possibly could, so take the cards that resonate and leave what doesn't. I believe the cards are just here to give you some food for thought today Taurus, a perspective to consider but never making the choices in your life. But let's just get into your reading now, Taurus. Enough of my rambling, darling. Let's see where you guys are currently at. How you guys are currently feeling at this current time, Taurus. I want to see where you guys are currently at in your path, darling. We have number 3, the Armadillo Spirit. So write down the number 3 for numerology, Taurus. The Armadillo Spirit comes in of setting healthy boundaries. So Taurus, there's something that's put you in this place of feeling like this needing to come forward, right? I don't know if there's someone kind of pushing your boundaries. I don't know if there's a situation like maybe in the job place, right? Maybe there's some mistreatment in the job place or someone of a the thing is, like, the wording that I got, Taurus, that just came to mind, where it's just like a power dynamic, like, and I'm not saying like obviously this person's like more powerful than you, but it feels as if like you are not able to fully honor yourself and ask for the respect that you deserve, and you know, to all of that Taurus, because of like some other loose ends. Like, it's not just a simple case of you know, like you and I, Taurus, if we're friends and we're just chatting and I say something disrespectful, you can just be like, Velka, shut up, like, girl, don't be saying that to me. So what you say, girl? Whereas if you're in like a work environment situation or like with family, it's a little bit more of a touchy subject, right? Because maybe the person that you're dealing with is a little bit more unstable, right? That sounds aggressive, doesn't it? But in the sense of where it's, you know, those people, Taurus, where you can't really give them certain people constructive criticism because they're just like, oh my god, darling, don't even get me started. It's very much so that energy for this, where it's just like, it feels as if you can't fully speak your truth based because of somebody else, because of how a situation would be handled or how they would react. So let's get some more detail on this, right? Let's see more of your emotions. Interesting dynamic. So quite literally, Taurus, we have the moon strength card coming in. Spoiler alert, you have the moon as well. The strength card coming in. The moon card, as I was saying, coming in for you, Taurus. And then we have the sun card coming in for you. So it's interesting in the sense of just like straight up, just like boom, 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 baby. Like a bunch of major arcana right off the bat for you, Taurus. So this one signifies to me, I always say this when I see a bunch of major arcana, especially right at the start of a reading, darling. You needing to set boundaries. You're in this place of being like you're at your like limit with something, Taurus. It shows to me where it's just like something needs to change for you to even be able to continue on. You can't just, you know, maybe for a while you've just been, you know, Taurus, and I know you guys, especially Taurus, my closest friends are Tauruses as well. You guys can manage a lot, Taurus. You guys can deal with a lot, you know, because you know, when you go through those hardships, it's just like whatever, right? You know, there's some people who will just like complain about everything. And for you, Taurus, well, you may not be happy about certain situations, but you can make it work. If you're being inconvenienced, Taurus, you're just like, you know what? It's not a big deal. Like, I can manage. I don't feel like you can manage anymore, Taurus. I feel like as if you're reaching your boiling point with a situation. And it feels like every single day that goes by, it's just like this sense of where it feels like you're gonna snap. soon, Taurus. It feels like you're going to snap, if I'm going to be honest, if you continue on in this way where your boundaries are not being honored. And because you're not having your boundaries honored, because maybe you're not having those boundaries properly placed yet, it's just doing a disservice to you, and it almost feels as if like part of your soul is just like dying a little bit each day that goes by. Sounds dramatic, but that is the vibe that I'm getting, Taurus. Now, with this moon card and the strength card coming in here, this shows to me where it's just like, yeah, there's like such a fear. Like, Taurus, I don't want to say you're fearing something, because I don't feel like most Tauruses really have a fear necessarily on most things. It's more so just like a situation of where, because it's not just like laid flat out for you, Taurus, like if you could just like predict like how the situation would plan out, you would just be like, all right, like I'll just continue writing it out. But see, the Sun card comes in as this beautiful message where it's just like, well, yes, we have all this like unknownness going on for you, Taurus. Something I do want to just reference here now is, if you don't place your boundaries, I do feel like there's gonna be like a snapping point where it's just I know I just said that, but I mean more so in the sense of where, you know, maybe I'm just like, again, we'll just go back to you and I as an analogy, Taurus. If we just have this banter and you never speak about your banter, Miss Tulip going crazy, darling. You never speaking about your banter, about the banter bothering you, and then like the next time we start talking, I like really go ham, darling, right? And really just go out of my way to just really just say some stuff that might hurt your feelings. I do feel like this is kind of like foreshadowing and happening for you, Taurus. I do feel as if you do not take a stand now and what it is that you're feeling, like something's going to be revealing itself to you with the moon card, or where it's gonna be forcing you to make a decision, and it's gonna be a lot more unpleasant than if you were to have just said something from the very beginning, Taurus. So I do want to just have that note for that for you. But let's continue on. Let's see how the situation pans out for you, Taurus. Let's see how this week continues for you. And don't mind Miss Tulip. She's been chilling out all day, darling. And every single time I decide to record, she tries to make her presence known in one way or another. Right? It's like a switch that goes on for her. And she's like, oh, time to be a nuisance. Nuisance is a strong word. Just trying to make noise and be a presence, darling. So we have the full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is in forecast. Cat, keep trying it. Darling kids, can I tell you? Full moon in Libra, win-win outcome is in forecast for you. So what was I just saying, Taurus, right? I do feel as if this is going to work out for you. Maybe I didn't even touch on it, Taurus. If I didn't, the Sun card brings in this positive message of where I do think like the Sun card is the best card in the deck, and it's just all about abundance and just feeling really whole, right? Feeling extremely whole and just being in a good place. So full moon and Libra coming in, win-win outcome is in forecast. This is kind of telling me, Taurus, where it's like, if you were to just set these boundaries, now I'm not gonna just promise, because obviously everyone's different, right? And there's, you know, free will and all that, darling. But I do see like it's going to work out very positively for you. Now, let's go back into the power dynamic thing, right? You know, maybe if for some of you guys, you are afraid of like asking for a raise or asking for more, or even just asking for help, right? I do feel as if it would just be something that would be beneficial for you. And, you know, maybe some of these fears, I'm not trying to gaslight you guys or dismiss y'all's feelings or anything like that, Taurus, but I do feel as if some of these fears, you know, it just may be stemming from a level of like overthinking, or just like you know, it's something that tends to happen with people that have a lot of anxiety. And I'm looking right at myself right now, darling, because I do the same thing, so it's not a personal attack at all. But I do feel as if you'd be happy with the result, like after the fact. Like right now it seems spooky for you to be taking that stand, Taurus, but I feel like after the fact, whether, you know, regardless of how it comes out, it's a win-win outcome for you. Like you're going to be happy that you did this later on, right? So let's continue on with this, Taurus. How's this going to be looking for you this week? Baby, we're just continuing on with the major arcanas for you, Taurus. It's kind of crazy. So let's show these cards now, darling. We have the Hanged Man for you coming in. Fabulous card for this, really, actually. And I'll get into this first after I show the cards, Taurus. Then we have the Three of Swords. So then we have the Nine of Swords. This is my card of anxiety, darling, right? So I know I just said I was gonna get into the Hangman first, but I want to get into these two cards first. Now, decidingly. So I'm gonna have to be honest, Taurus, right? I'm not gonna just paint a happy picture, right? I always say, like, if you just want to hear things that you want to be told, you want to just hear good things, right? Just go to Siri, darling. I'm not Siri, right? I'm gonna just tell you the messages that I see because, it's not me creating this situation for you, Taurus. It's me kind of just giving you a heads up so you can prepare yourself, right? So with the Nine of Swords, this is the anxiety that I was talking about. This is you with the Three of Swords, with the pain associated with it. Now, honestly, Taurus, because of this Three of Swords kind of making the presence known, this is showing to me that it's going to be a little bit of discomfort when you set these boundaries initially, right? With this armadillo spirit. Really hone in. I feel like I told you guys already to write down the number 3 for numerology, but I'm going to say it again for those Tauruses that didn't listen. I see you. I have to be honest, like, naturally when it comes to setting boundaries, there is going to be some level of discomfort. There's going to be some level of where it's just, like, that's just going to be happening, right? There has to be that adjustment period. When you set boundaries, the people around you have to get used to those new boundaries, because there's a quote, and I wish I remember who said it, but it's the sense of where we are constantly teaching other people how to treat us, Taurus. And so when people are taught in a way, be like, oh, well, we can take Taurus for granted. Taurus is always going to be around when we need to talk to Taurus, so we don't need to, like, do any effort with there. Well, no, like, when you make that adjustment, some people have to be adjusted to the fact that maybe they're not going to have nearly as much access as they used to have with you, Taurus, and that's okay, right? There is going to be that adjustment period, but Hanged Man comes in the sense of where it's like, you commit to this, Taurus. You honor, like, you don't back down from this, you setting these boundaries. You have to be fully, sure. I don't want to, yeah, like, kind of just like fully sure in yourself and fully confident in knowing that it's like, what it is that you're asking for, Taurus, isn't like you're asking for a lot. You're just asking to be treated in a way that makes you comfortable. And if that makes other people uncomfortable, well, that's what boundaries are kind of for, Taurus. They're there to protect, not only protect you, but also to reveal to you people who are not actually a match in your life, right? And it doesn't have to be anything kind of like drama related or dramatic or anything like that. I always say, people don't have to be narcissistic, right? That is such a, like, word that is just thrown around nowadays, Taurus, but, like, people don't have to be narcissistic. There could just be two energies that don't mesh up, right? Think about it from this perspective, Taurus. Like, how many times have you probably, like, all of us probably have been accused of being a narcissist by somebody, because that's just, like, the word to throw around, darling. But I digress. That's a whole nother video, honey. But I do see you guys just, like, stay strong in your ground. Like, stand strong in, like, your convictions. Stand strong with holding these boundaries up. You're not asking for a lot, Taurus. It's something I just want to continue saying for you. So let's see how this week closes off for you, Taurus. Let's see how this week closes off for you, darling. Also, let me know, Taurus, how you feel about this new format for readings. I'm trying to switch things up, and my thumbnails and everything, darling. So anyone that's been around for my channel, if you're not new, if you're just new, honey, let me know what you guys think about this, right? So let's see, how does this pan out for you? Camel Spirit coming in here. Powerful card for this to be coming in. This card says, trust that you have the resources to get you through the challenges before you. So this is that sense, Taurus, where there is going to be that adjustment period, right? Again, I want to just go, because I keep on hearing power dynamic, and it may not be in the sense of where it's like, I explained it, right? I hate the, like, well, I understand the word power dynamic, but me being me, I'm just like, no one's more powerful than me, darling, right? What? It's like, hello? But it does feel as if you setting these boundaries, you might have to risk losing something, right? So you may have to risk being like, you know what, if you're asking for a raise and be like, if you're not going to pay me more, I'm gonna go find something else. And the Camel Spirit comes in as the sense of where it's like, trust that you have the resources to handle this, to make that adjustment, right? Because you do. Spirit's, right, quite literally is bringing, like, I love y'all's spread so far because it's quite literally like unveiling like a storyline of where it's like, you're protected, you're safe, girl, right? You're good. You're good. You're completely good. So don't be afraid in walking away. Don't be afraid in walking away. Don't be afraid in searching for other places to get your help. Searching for other, just don't be afraid of transitioning. Taurus is something I just want to say. Is like, I feel like you would be, again, I understand it's a lot easier and looks very black and white from tarot, Taurus. and trust and believe I really can understand y'all's perspective and situation right now from such a personal level. But I really do feel as if by the end of this week, you're going to be extremely happy with the choices that you made at the beginning of the week. Like the hard choices that, you know, you're just like, that's been stressful, that's been on you for a while. Two of Swords lets me know it's like, yeah, you're kind of presented at this crossroads, Taurus. So what do you do in this situation? Do you choose matters of the mind? Do you choose matters of the heart? Don't worry about the logistics, Taurus. Worry about what's feeling good to you, because that's the thing, right? It's like, there's one person that you cannot escape, darling, that you can't just push that block button on, Taurus, and that's with ourselves. We have to be with ourselves from the day one all the way until we're 6 feet under before we get burned up, darling. And so you have to be okay with the fact of like committing to a decision, committing to this where to go in this crossroads. Don't choose a path that's inconveniencing you, that's not honoring you, because that's kind of just setting yourself up to fail. Trust again, Taurus, in yourself, and that you'd be able to handle this situation if you have to go at it alone, right? If you have to go at it alone, not saying you want to. Ideally, I feel like most of us would like to have a strong support system, right? Sometimes that's just not reality, Taurus. We have the Eight of Wands coming in. This is a card of movement. So Taurus, maybe for some of you guys, this is like a situation where it's like you haven't been wanting to speak your truth because you live with the person, right? Maybe, again, with this, it's like very much so either you live with them, either you work with them. It's like a situation where it's like you setting boundaries. It's like the sense of where there's like movement happening after the fact. Like I feel as if once you set those boundaries, it's not just a simple case of being like, all right, treat me this way, da 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 da, and we can continue on as if nothing happened. It's just like, no, once these boundaries are set, there's kind of like a no going back. There's kind of like a, all right, well now we're here. So, but I do see this working out fabulously for you, Taurus. Eight of Wands is a card of fast movement, and it's a card of like, you're moving in the sense of to be empowered, right? With the storyline, I see the storyline of the Wands from the Ace of Wands, 1, 2, 3, 4, da 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 da. I see the numerical Wands as a journey to become the Queen of Wands, which is you very much so in your own essence and feeling extremely empowered and going with what drives you passionately. And I see you guys just on that journey, Taurus, and it's going to be looking beautiful. Right now it's super stressful for you, I acknowledge that, but it's going to be working out, Taurus. So that is the weekly tarot reading that I have for you for the week of August, darling. Hopefully you found some cards that resonated, Taurus. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe, Taurus. Also, if you would like to book a private personal reading with me, Taurus, my website is linked down below next to my social medias, simplyvelca.com. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram is all just SimplyVelca, Taurus. And also, if you have a friend that's into some tarot readings, let me know. Or let them know, darling, right? Send them one of my Zodiac videos. I do weekly Zodiacs for all the signs, so maybe they'll find a tarot message that resonates with them. Till next time though, Taurus, I love you so much. Bye.